Good morning, everyone. How are we today? I hope everyone is doing great. That obnoxious noise that you hear in the background is my laser cutter. I am cutting out our project for today, and I wanted to show you what I got. This project is a test run in multiple ways. Number one, I tried to create and draw the Grinch, or to create and engrave the Grinch and Max. So we'll see how that turns out. Number two, I tried to create two mixing spoons. See how that goes. Number three, I got these acrylic paint markers. They aren't the most expensive on the market by any means. But the key word here was that they will work on wood. So we're going to give them a test drive because they have so many awesome colors. We have neon and glitter and morandy, metallic, pastel, and classic. Look at that. So we are going to use them on our spoons to create our project. Right now the machine is engraving and cutting, and then I will come back with the results. Alright, so the engraving and cutting is done, and this is how our spoons turned out. Now, I did make one mistake, and my circle was a little big, but it doesn't matter. I really didn't need the circle. These were done as a 10-inch cut. Yes, Charlie. Now, if you wanted alternatives, if you didn't have a laser cutter, you can cut an SVG of a spoon out and then make yourself a Grinch with paper or draw him on and just do exactly what type of project you want it to be. But I promised my husband that I would make, okay Charlie, good use of my laser cutter. So that is what we are doing today. Now I do need a Christmas red. I think I'll use that one. I need a white. And for poor Max here, oh, are you getting down, bud? Go ahead. I need a brown. I think I'm going to go with a very light brown. If I can find one in all these colors. Oh my goodness, so many colors, so little time. Let me see. There is a gray for his little horn. And in my other markers, I might have a lighter brown. Just allow me to have a look here. I'm hoping I do anyway. Let me see. I do not. So what we are going to do is for Max and the light brown that I want to use. Oops. I will use an alcohol marker. So here we go, guys. First of all, I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. I have not used these markers yet, so we will see how they do. There is 72 markers in this package. Oh my. I love it. They are so easy. Look at this. All I am doing is going in between my engraving lines. Now, if you wanted to, of course, You could engrave it on wood like I did, cut it out like a spoon, and not color it in. But I wanted some color to mine. Wow, this is so nice. So I thought, well, why not, right? This is not quite a Christmas red, unfortunately, but you know what? I'm going to go with it. Anyway, I could do a red over the top if I wanted. Oops. But I think once this dries, I will like it. Gotta get some more. There we go. So it's really easy using these pens. I just, whoops, into the white I went. I just shook them up a little bit and then tapped them on my surface to start pulling the ink down. And it's that simple. And these are beautifully easy to use to color in what I want. Okay. Oops, no, I need white. So a good shake. Get the white started flowing. Apparently, there we go. It wants to be a little more stubborn, but we got it. And all I'm doing, of course, is just coloring. This is the perfect project to do in the evening when you're watching a Christmas movie or doing homework with the kids where, you know, they're on their own, but you're on standby to help. You could be coloring these in. So, like I said, you could cut yours out of paper. You could cut yours out of cardboard. You could buy a wooden spoon from the dollar store and do it. If you didn't want to have to color and you didn't want to have to draw on the spoon, how about cutting out the SVG on a cutting machine and making him like from paper and sticking him on? That would be awesome too. He would kind of give a layered effect. So there are always alternatives. If you don't have something and you need a couple of ideas on how you could create it yourself, just let me know. Oh, another idea that I saw on the YouTube was to use window clings. And she took a wooden spoon and a window cling from the dollar store. And what she did was she laid down Mod Podge on the spoon. She placed her window cling on, and once it was on, she went ahead, once it had dried on, I would leave it maybe overnight, and then covered with Mod Podge on top to ensure a good adhesion, and she had basically the same idea. So like I said, lots of ideas and lots of ways to accomplish what you want. And sometimes that can be the problem. Sometimes it becomes very overwhelming. Okay, let's shake, 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 and give it a push. And you'll see when you start out that the tip is just white. And by pushing and shaking, it suddenly goes to the color that you're going to use. Now I know Grinchy might not be this exact color, but I wanted the metallic idea here, just to kind of perk him up a little. There we go. I love the tips on these. I think these were fine point. Let me double check for you. Yeah, these were the extra fine tip. And they are getting between my engraving lines perfectly. There we go. So, what have I learned about using my X tool since I've gotten it? Number one, be patient with yourself. It takes practice to if you're new to all of this. It takes practice to change your file types and just get things all lined up. But you know what? After a couple of times, it wasn't hard at all. And my advice would be go on to Xtools Designer program. It's free. And have yourself a look at what other people have done. Maybe download their file and look and see and write down the information, like what type of file they used to print on the wood or to engrave on the wood. Was it a compound vector or something else, right? SVGs, PNGs, all kinds of things can be done on this one. So play around, ask questions. They are very patient. They have a great, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's an AI on their website. You do not have to be a Xtool owner to ask the questions. Like I asked questions before I bought my Xtool of the AI, and she was very helpful. I say she, I know it's just a thing, but she answered all my questions quickly. She gives great advice. She gives links. So anything that you're not sure of, make sure to get on there and take advantage of that AI, even before you decide if you're going to order the machine, because it was very helpful in my decision making. There we go. And, oh, phew. There we go. Okay, so let's carry on. If you're wondering about the what else can be used on wood, you could use I've used alcohol markers. You have to be really careful with them. They do bleed. I have used, of course, paint, all kinds of things. I have used the printing module on my printer to go ahead and print things off so that I don't have to color it sometimes. It's just all in how you want to do it. And trust me, doing it is very relaxing. Now, I think what I'm going to do, because watching me color the whole time will get boring pretty quickly, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to finish coloring off camera. And I will come back when this part is done so that you can see the final results. So I'll be right back. Okay, the coloring is all done, and it did not take me long at all to get it colored up, and it was even quicker in the drying process. So that was really nice. I didn't have to wait an excessive amount of time to carry on with my project. So here we go. We have our grumpy guy here. I don't want to say the proper name. And our little dog, his companion. So here we go. Now what I want to do is I'm going to use some hot glue. And I have to tell you, I'm quite pleased with those markers. Those were awesome to use. Easy flow, quick dry, just everything you could want. And I am just going to go like, let me have a look here. Probably like that. And what I am going to do is use my glue gun, which I am warming up. And some of these that I got before I got a laser cutter, they're dollar store ones. I wanted to show you another little project I did. It is not a true to use ruler, okay? It was just such a cute design that I just cut it out in a small version. And it's, whoops, here comes the sun interfering again. And it's done in inches. However, I didn't true to size, okay? But I can still use it for the straight edge when I'm not measuring. I loved the butterfly design and thought it was the cutest idea. So, all right. I'd say right about there. Oh, not quite there yet. Little bit coming out. Oh. We'll set it to high, that's why. So what I am going to do is I'm going to end up with these like this. And I'm going to use the paper bow that I made the other day to go over the top. Let's get it nicely lined up with our bow, just like so. And then I'm going to put one of these over each hole. Because like I said, I made a mistake and did them too big. But that's okay. Everything can be fixed when you're crafting. Okay, there we go. And we'll just hold it together for a minute. I can't remember if I mentioned earlier, but these were cut at 10 inches, which was a good size for me. They're going to hang on my cupboard. I did my last project, if you watched it, was indeed a project that used some of the items that were in my stash. And we went ahead and made oven mitts to hang up on the wall. There we go. There's the ribbon on. And now I think what I am going to do is use two presents, because they will cover, or maybe one present, one tree. One present, one tree. And they will cover our mistake. So let me get those on and I will show you the finished result. Okay, so we have our present ready to go on. And we have our tree ready to go on. But first I want to take, and I'm using a piece of the strand of a mop from the dollar store. And I'm going right through here. And this is going to be how I hang it. I do keep some of this tape on hand, the pink tape. And what I do is I make a nice long line there of hot glue. I should be using my finger protectors, but what the heck, let's risk the day. Whoop, push down. There we go. We're just going to push in there. And then what I do, so I don't have to sit and hold it and possibly burn my fingers, is I do this. And I'll just leave it there, kind of holding it in place till I finish my project, and then by that time it's ready to be pulled off because everything is glued down. Kind of. There we go. So let's turn this over and let's get our tree on. And I'll just hold it there for a minute while at the same time I'm going to glue on, whoops, my present. Lots of little spider webs, but they're easy to pull off, so I don't worry about them. And we'll just hold it for a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull off tape. Pull off spider webs. And we have a completed project. So what did we do today? We used up some of our dollar store items. This and this. We used our laser to cut out the spoons, which you could do with paper, cardboard. Buy a Dollar Tree spoon and use that. We used our laser to paper cut out a ribbon to add to it, or bow. Then we engraved our Grumpy and his companion and cut out the spoon. Now let's see, what can I tell you? I know what. I kept thinking there was something I had to tell you guys, and there is. Somebody asked me the difference between engraving and scoring. The best way for me to describe it is this. This is a score line. All those little circles and so forth are score lines. They are drawn on like you would draw on a pencil. Okay? They're nice and thin. They're like a pencil line, but they're scored with the laser. These guys here, where you see the thick part of them, I'll hold it up for you. See how it's nice and thick right there? That is engraving. It is the equivalent to drawing a line with a thick Bic marker. That's all I can think of. So basically that's the difference. If you want a thin line, you score. If you want a thicker filled in line, you engrave. Alright guys, I hope you liked this little project. It was just a quick one to whip together and try some different methods. Make some suggestions on how anybody can do it, even if they don't have an engraver, and test out my new markers, which I got off of Amazon. They are the Nice Tea. Nice Tea. I'll show you once more. They worked a charm for me, and there's such a great variety. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that you are enjoying the beginning of December. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I still hope you're enjoying it. It's a beautiful time of the year outside. The sun is shining. There's a light layer of snow on the ground. And it's the perfect time to take my little companion, down there, you can't see him, he's too dark, for a walk. So I will talk with you again soon. Happy crafting. Bye.